What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, this is something that I saw, and I don't know whether or not you could take stock in this because it is TMZ. TMZ sometimes, I think, uh, sometimes I think TMZ can be a little bit dubious with some of their reporting. But then again, in the past, TMZ has been proven correct with a lot of things that they report. And sometimes they've been the first to report certain things, both uh, terrible things and breaking, uh, you know, news that has proven to be ahead of the curve on many other instances. So, look, according to TMZ, Diddy, who recently arrived to FCI Fort Dix to serve his prison sentence, which is, I think, 4 years with some years off of, time served or whatever. But anyway, um, according to them, Diddy has been telling other inmates that he expects to be pardoned by President Trump sometime in early 2026. Now, of course, we had heard a report from TMZ maybe about a couple of weeks ago that Diddy was going to receive a pardon from the president, from the administration, the Trump administration. Now, the White House officially has stated that there had been no communications in regards to a pardon, which led many people to say that TMZ is faulty. TMZ is no longer a gossip site. TMZ is now an extension of the Democratic establishment and the long arm of the far left ideologues and all that bullshit. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, Diddy's lawyer states that the pardon looks to still be on and that the Trump White House is waiting for the right time, which they estimate will be sometime early next year. And they will pardon Diddy. And then Diddy has promised that he will work on getting other people currently serving time at Fort Dix out of prison. I know one of the persons who is serving time with him is none other than former NBA player Sebastian Telfair, who I think, if I'm not mistaken, was hooked up into that. Was he one of those players that was hooked up into that whole healthcare scam that they got a lot of people hemmed up a year or so? I'm not sure, but anyway. I don't know. Look, this could be incredible. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talk about Trump here. And, Trump definitely tends to side with people who he thinks have been wrongly condemned. There is a history of him being very, very empathetic toward those who he thinks may have been wronged by allegations, in particular when it comes to women or allegations of wrongdoing that, that he thinks may have been unjust. We all remember before everybody hated Donald Trump, he was one of Mike Tyson's staunchest defenders when Tyson was, as many of us believe, wrongly accused of rape back in 1991, right? Donald Trump has expressed empathy toward others who have been accused of wrongdoing in the past. Some of us, look at Trump sometimes like, come on, bro, like, Harvey Weinstein, bro. Like, I mean, the evidence is overwhelming that he did do those things to countless women. But Trump also does, to Diddy's benefit, he does know what it's like for the New York criminal justice system to have a witch hunt against you. So that's something, and he could definitely empathize with the criminal justice system overreaching and trying to do everything they can to ruin your life. So maybe there's something there. They used to be friends. They used to be friends, and you know, obviously things soured between them when Trump turned political. But at the end of the day, money talks, and this administration has proven to me to be very, very corrupt. That's just my opinion. That's just looking at them. I do. I can understand. You know what I'm saying? If a quid pro quo is done between them, um, and some overseas accounts, and I can see that, and I can see. Look, it's the reason why Diddy's smiling in the photos. I put it to you like that. It's definitely a reason why Diddy has a big old, you know, uh, big old huge cake eating grin. I know that's not the expression, but I'm just saying that to be funny. It's the reason why he's smiling throughout those photos because I think he knows what's up. And also, Diddy's trying to win as many friends as possible where he is right now. And despite the best efforts of a lot of people who tried to demonize him and make out to be the worst person in humanity's history, I do think that Diddy, uh, I do think that Diddy will come out of this whole situation a better person. I'm not trying to deify him. I do think that what he did to that girl, as far as beating her, was totally reprehensible. But at the same time, the government never charged him for that. You know, so if I'm just gonna be honest about it, Donald Trump, it has been confirmed, his late wife, when they were going through the divorce proceedings, Donald Trump beat her up worse than what Diddy did to Cassie. Beat her so bad he blacked her eye. Uh, you know, banged her head into I think the wall, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, just want to report this. And yeah, I am kind of saying, maybe the fact that the president of the United States might be a scumbag, like like some people think that Diddy is, maybe that's going to be why he's going to get a pardon. Like I said, I'm not a moral crusader when it comes to this situation. Uh, you know, I'm just reporting the news, and if these reports are true, Diddy's going to possibly get a pardon early next year. And I'm trying to think too, if it's early next year, that would be what? He was sentenced. He began serving a couple weeks ago. December, January, February. So we're talking like 3 months? Only 3 months in, maybe, and he's going to be pardoned? I know he has time served already, like 1 year and a month or something like that. So what would that be? 1.5 years? Anyway, that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.